Those snowplows are heading to more streets in Louisville for the winter storm of 2025. It is our top story right here on the WHAS 11 night team. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. The mayor says he's making the very first ever expansion of snow removal. His plan is designed to help JCPS get the kids back to school. WHAS 11 night team's Alex Dederer and photojournalist Emma Gefter show us the snow and ice covered path to one elementary school.
A car stuck in snow in Lucia Avenue in the Highlands.
I mean, it's going to be pretty hard for a school bus to go through some of these side streets.
A side street right off Baxter Avenue where the entrance to Bloom Elementary sits.
The snow days on top of the winter break has been a little bit crazy. Closing school was a smart decision because it just wasn't safe to get here.
JCPS closed out its second snow day, and the mayor announced an expansion of city streets that they'll start clearing of snow.
To our knowledge, the city has not done this before.
To help JCPS, snowplows will hit more school routes to hopefully get students back in the classroom.
This is a huge help for us. The fact that they are willing to continue working and to push even harder and to add those extra routes is huge. Side streets is one of the things that we look at when we're making determinations on whether or not we're going to be able to have school.
Taylor Uselis,
as a JCPS parent, I put my kids in JCPS because I have faith in most of their decisions.
Has two kids at Bloom Elementary and lives just one street over from the school.
Just walking over here from my house, it was like our street is iced, our alley is iced, our sidewalks are iced. The sidewalks along Baxter are iced. So it'll be hard, to get to a bus stop or to get to school if you're a walker.
Sidewalk conditions here at Bloom Elementary are still covered in snow and ice. One of the things that JCPS is looking at closely to consider when school will return.
We would love it if you live near a JCPS bus stop and you know that you have kids who will be waiting out there for bus stop. If you will shovel and put some salt down on those areas as well.
Greenberg said for the first time the city is reevaluating what routes need to be prioritized.
We have 110 routes covering 2,700 lane miles. But again, yesterday I asked the question, why are those the routes that we have? We're going to be looking at, are those still the right routes?
So instead of Louisville side streets you can sled on, the city is hoping to get school buses back on the road.
Cannot wait to get our students and our staff back in our schools.
Even with the added city resources, Uselis is making her prediction.
If I had to predict, I would say we probably won't have it the rest of this week, but we'll see.
Hard to judge both Mother Nature and a snow day decision by JCPS. In Louisville, Alex Dederer, the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
And a reminder, as of right now, JCPS is closed tomorrow. They announced that earlier this week, but no decision has been made yet on whether school will return on Thursday. The additional JCPS routes should be plowed and salted starting at 11 tomorrow morning. Well, some folks who live in West Louisville are raising questions tonight about the snow removal in parts of the West End near some major snow routes. Mayor Craig Greenberg told WHAS 11 News today that his office heard some of those concerns today and then moved to act on them. By 11 a.m., we saw several Metro snowplow trucks at work along Broadway. West End residents we talked to wish some of their busy side streets could get more attention.
People notice that we need some help down here. In a place where it's less money and, less opportunities. You gotta get out here and do it yourself. Don't forget about us. We pay taxes too.
To be fair, the mayor has made it clear side roads are not the main priority for the city, but he did say his office would be taking a closer look at the city's snow map in the future to see if they should make permanent changes to better reflect today's Louisville. Happening tonight, take a look at from a Trimark camera, the scene of a 5-car crash tonight. We'll tell you more about that coming up. Now let's go. Now here we go. Right now, this is Trimark camera showing the showing the roads moving well. They look icy, but they are moving pretty well. The snow plows and the treatment on the roads doing pretty well, but we've got temperatures down into the teens tonight, and this earlier was around the Gray Lane area. Want to tell you about that. I-65 north at about 7 o'clock tonight. Lanes were closed earlier, but they've now reopened. And if you can't tell from the icicles hanging off the Trimark camera, the temperatures are plummeting. The roads are freezing over tonight, so be careful if you have to leave. You can see the snowplow there trying to work around the crashed vehicles. It's on the far right of your screen. Let's check in with Ben Pine now about those falling temperatures this evening. evening. So, Ben, is this the beginning of the polar blast we've been talking about?
Yeah, bitter cold, frigid temperatures over the next couple of days, Doug. And you made a good point. Watch out for refreezing in the afternoon. We obviously melt a little bit with that sunshine, then freezes right back over at nighttime. Our current temperature in the upper 20s. It feels like the lower 20s out there. It is cloudy. Might get a couple of flurries passing on through tonight and tomorrow. We're at 25 in Paoli. 25, a pretty popular number at the moment. You can see just a little bit of that white with the clouds indicating some of those flurries, that cold northwest flow. So a low of 17 tonight, 23 at noon tomorrow. That forecast high below freezing, 27 degrees. Might see a little late day sunshine, but the big next headline is going to be some Friday snow. We'll time it out and show you how much of that snowfall to expect coming up.
The sound we love to hear, Metro plow trucks, big and small, were hitting the city's designated snow routes today, all 110 of them, like the one you just saw there in far eastern Jefferson County. By tonight, the crews have made several repeat tours of the entire county. Well, the roads may be clear, but some of that snow is being pushed up against cars, blocking them in. WHAS 11 19's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Levi Hammer have been talking to some people across Louisville, working to dig their cars out of the snow so they can hit the road. Clarice is joining us live from some specific neighborhoods. What are you seeing there tonight, Clarice?
Well, Doug, I'm also seeing it in New Loop here off East Main Street, which is a snow route. There are apartment buildings nearby, so people are parking on the side of the road. And this one is definitely blocked in by a combination of snow and ice. Obviously, they have not left in a few days. It makes it really difficult to leave unless you do dig yourself out. But I was in neighborhoods like Clifton Heights and Germantown today, where they're also struggling with the same issue.
This is a special kind of crusty, snow, ice, snow kind of layered situation.
Day 3 of Louisville's winter storm. Still digging out cars in Clifton Heights, with the city still treating the roads.
It's like pop rocks. They've come by every few minutes and made our pile on our sidewalk here much bigger than it was to begin with.
Adding to the snow and ice to get around.
So we were supposed to go to the hospital for some appointments yesterday. That got canceled, or we couldn't get out. Anyway, it's been a mess.
In Germantown,
it's pretty nasty. Kentucky's pretty nasty too.
It's not much better.
A lot of other streets seem okay, but Germantown, Shelby Park, it's looking a little rough.
Kentucky Street, a metro route that's been plowed and salted.
I'm just gonna try to prevent it from getting stuck, hopefully.
The city continues to treat roads after covering the 110 snow routes at least twice, according to Mayor Craig Greenberg.
So I'm pleased with where we are, but I know there's still a lot of work to do. And so we're going to keep going.
Announcing Tuesday, crews will start covering routes not included in the original plan, and even removing snow where it's piled up, including around cars.
This is a historic snowfall. Our snow team has been working literally round the clock in 12-hour shifts.
I sort of assumed this one would be maybe a little smoother sailing than it was.
Some hoping for another pass on their street, while others try to continue with their lives.
We need to get out for a couple of other things, so hopefully we'll get out. I'll be right back.
So until those crews can come to remove that snow, the city does urge neighbors to help neighbors. And if there is a route where you believe there should be more attention brought to it, you're asked to report that to 311. Live in New Loop, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 19 on your side. Doug?
All right, Clarice, thank you. The reality of the winter storm. Well, in the winter storm of '94, Louisville wasn't an SUV town yet. The few people who had Jeeps and the early Ford Explorers at the time actually saved the day. Now, in this very winter storm as well, a Kentuckiana Jeep Club has done over 150 rides during the winter storm. The Rough Cut Jeep Club and Stir Crazy Jeep Club have taken houseless people to warming shelters, nurses to shifts at the hospital, even a surgeon to a stem cell surgery. Jonathan Dunn says they had about 30 drivers out during their peak, which was last night.